Hi, everybody. Am I on? You here? Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so you guys just did my whole talk. We can just go. This is wonderful. Just wonderful. I'm holding my phone because there's a prayer in here I want to read in a minute. So usually I bring a very small medicine bundle, or if I bring one a little bigger, I open it in private. Today, I'm called to open my bundle in front of all of you. This bundle in particular will just hold the medicine that we need today to bring us into more of this higher state of love and consciousness. So what I'm going to ask of you when I sit here as I'm opening the bundle, close your eyes periodically. I know you'll be curious to see what I'm doing. But repeat after me any and every time I say we are all relation or we are all one. Make sure you repeat after me. But I'm going to ask you to try to do it from your heart. And we're going to come back to that. I'm going to sit right here. Is this all right? Everybody see me? All righty. So the importance of a medicine bundle, the importance of medicine is that we all carry medicine in our heart. We all know that we have a superpower, right? Doesn't everybody here have a superpower? Yeah, absolutely. If nothing else, our superpower is love. And if everything else, our superpower is love. Love, connection, the ability to take Sunday, St. Patrick's Day, on a sunny day in March and come here. So, as I open this first layer of this bundle, this represents Mother Earth. So as I open and bring Mother Earth to center here, know that when we stand on Mother Earth and she holds all of her children, what that means is that we are all relation. We are all the children of Mother Earth. We are all relation. We are all one. We are all the children of Mother Earth. This next layer that I'm opening is my skirt that was given to me by the Sangoma in South Africa. This represents not only my South African medicine, so when a Sangoma has this skirt on, you'll be able to come up later and take a look. I'll leave it open for you. When a Sangoma has her skirt on, she's taking on her medicine and the medicine of the ancestors. So today, not only is this bringing South Africa and Soweto and my Gogo Mata, my mother in South Africa here, this represents also Father Sky, because we are all under Father Sky as we stand on Mother Earth. As she cradles us in her arms, we are all relation. And we are all one. We are all the children of Mother Earth and Father Sky. So those of you that know me know that I also have this eclectic way of walking through life. So we also have Ganesha here. Anybody familiar of Ganesha? Ganesha is the protector and the Hindu gods. And when you chant Ganesha, Om Gam Ganapati, he protects everything and protects your soul and protects the space that we're in. So repeat after me, Om Gam Ganapati. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Om Gam Ganapati Namaha. One more time. Om Gam Ganapati Namaha. He is the king and the head of all ganas, which means angels. And when there's only one head of all the ganas, what does that make us? All relation. We are all relation. In the Native American story, in all indigenous story, in all mysticism and all religion, there's only one truth. And that truth is that we are all one. So I also brought Muruga's veil, who is also a Hindu deity. But this stands for our spine and our third eye. So there's something about sitting erect and opening our third eye that brings us one with each other, because the moment our heart and third eye are united, there's only one truth that happens. In that instant, we feel that we are all one. I brought my feather, by the way, Eagle Cloud, that was from you. And my wheatgrass to create a medicine wheel in my medicine bundle, so that as we are working today, we have our wheel that's a circle. And why do we have a circle? Why does a circle represent everything in life? The yin-yang, the medicine wheel. Why? You tell me. Because we are one. Exactly. Everybody? So in the Native American tradition, the pipe. Everyone's familiar with the pipe? But did you know did you know that it's always carried separately? The male, the female. Because unless they are unified and put together, we don't have peace, we don't have union, we don't have creation. And why is that absolutely necessary? You guys are catching on really quick. Awesome. So the pipe represents not only the unity of male and female, but it's the thought that is creation. Because without the thought, there can't be creation. So the Shiva Shakti, the masculine and the feminine. But it also represents, because of that union, and because creation comes from that union, it represents peace. Now it finally makes sense, right? All these things. So this green cloth came with me from India, just returned in January. And I got to go to a very, very sacred temple that, mind you, get up at 3:30, drive 2 hours to the airport, get on a plane that really wasn't a plane, but it flew anyway. And then you fly 2 hours, you get off, you drive 3 hours like this on the back of the bus. Just don't drink water because you don't know what it's going to be like. And you get to this place. And it was the temple of the Trimurti goddess, where it's one goddess that represented all 3 forms of the divine feminine in one. Strength, power, creation, abundance, love, wealth, and beauty. Okay, I was in, like, on my knees, absolutely. And everybody was gifted a piece of her cloth. Everyone got a little tiny square. I'm not saying I'm special or anything, but look at the size of mine. Isn't that incredible? I think it means something. It's a scarf. Oh, and it's green, guys. There's my token green. All right, so now we're going to put the goddesses here, the 3 goddesses that the Trimurti goddess represented. So they're here today to bring their medicine as well. Oh, Durga doesn't want to stay. And then we have our prayer beads from all around the world. Vishnu temple. Why are prayer beads always round? Does anybody know? Oh my gosh, you guys are so good. So that was from a Vishnu temple. This is from Mecca. And this is from the St. Benedict Monastery in Trinidad. Notice they all have a similarity, right? Because I think they represent we are all relation. We are all relation. We are all one. So this is today's medicine, and this medicine will be the vessel that moves through me as whatever source and the guides decide the rest of today will be. Devotionality. Apparently it's really a word. I thought I made it up, but guess not. So it's a new revolution. We're starting a revolution today. Everything becomes dogma in the human consciousness, whether we want it to be that way or not. So religion, then we had spirituality, and now spirituality has its own dogma. You have to do certain things in order to really be spiritual. Done. Revolution. We're devotional beings. Our religion is devotionality. And you know what that means? That means as long as we are in devotion and faith, it doesn't matter what the practice is of the day. It doesn't matter. Because the true answer, which all of today so far spoke about, is love. So I'm saying we need to start a new revolution. And when people say, what do you practice? You say, devotionality. Then they have to ask you. And you can say, oh, it just means I'm in complete devotion all the time. How does that feel? I see some head nodding a little bit. Because what that really means is what? We are all relation. We are all one. You guys are so good. That lights a little bright. You guys are so, so good. But what does that really mean? So we talked about it a little bit today. What does being in devotion really mean? Every great saint, Jesus, and everybody else, says one thing, love, right? Love each other as I have loved you. Sai Baba, anybody hear of Sai Baba, the magic saint, the magic siddha in India, from Shirdi? Nobody knew if he was Muslim or Hindu or what he was. And all he said was, I'm simplifying all of that. Just love me. Just love. Love any form of God and the divine that you want to love, but love with a pure heart. Because when you love with a pure heart, I will come. I'm pretty sure Jesus said the same thing. Everybody says the same thing. Ramakrishna Paramahansa, I had to work hard on that one, but love this guy. He's also a great saint of India. He had this huge devotion of Ma Kali, Mother Goddess. Just loved her so much he would just cry every day. And as he was loving her and devoting to her every day, he realized that he was starting to, genuflect. He was starting to speak Christian prayer. All of a sudden, he was channeling different ways of prayer and different ways of being and feeling in his heart. And he spent his lifetime in practice of every known religion. And before he died, he speaks to, Ma Kali came to him and said, yes, it's all your own path to me, to the same place. But what it required from him wasn't what he was saying, it was the heart. It's a beautiful thing. Who else? All the yogis? What we're talking about today is actually a term called bhakti. Anybody familiar with the term bhakti? It's a fun word to say. Bhakti. Say it with me. Bhakti. Right? Sounds. Bhakti. The ah sound, the sound of creation. Right? Wayne Dyer, you talked about Wayne today. The ah sound, the sound of creation. Well, I have the great privilege of being a student of his guru as well. And the only teaching is the same teaching. You must create love, but you must do sounds to do it. Well, in the beginning there was the word, so what does that mean? How do we bring love into sound? And how do we raise the kind of love we're talking about? How do we do that? Nelson Mandela, my hero. He didn't speak these words, but he lived them, didn't he? Leave hatred behind. If I keep thinking about the prison I'm leaving, I will always be in that prison. I will bring love. Gandhi. What does Gandhi say? Every single religion is the path to the same place, but what you must do is love. The very last sounds out of Gandhi's mouth when he died were Rama. God. That's who he devoted to. But all of the sounds always hold the same sounds, right? The E's, the A's, the O's. Like in Hebrew, we talked about Hebrew today. The sound for soul is ruach. In Aramaic, it's ruach. In Hebrew, the sound of soul is nefesh. In Turkey, nefesh means breath. You see the oneness. We can't deny it, but it's not just one with each other, with the human organism. It's one with everything. We cut down a tree, which we do pretty callously. Well, maybe we don't, but many people do. What are we doing? We're cutting down a life. We're cutting down all the life that lived on that tree. We're taking away the life around that tree that sustained off the tree to sustain maybe our soil and our earth. And in that moment, something changes. It's not the same universe anymore. Because the energetic flow changes. The kahunas of Hawaii, the Ho'onopono, anybody familiar with that? I am sorry, I love you, please forgive me, thank you. They believe that every second we are connected to 15 million voices. So when I'm stuck, or I'm cranky, or I'm up here instead of here, I'm in task, 15 million people a second are in that same place. I've just made them stuck. I'm responsible. We don't like that. We don't like that at all. Larry Dossey, anybody familiar with Larry Dossey? He was a pioneer. He was a physician. And in the 70s, he wrote, "Be careful what you pray for," which was really radical then, right? Like so radical. But the man started something. Here he was, like this doctor in Manhattan. But he talked about, maybe 15 years ago, he wrote this editorial, and he said that we humans decided we didn't want the responsibility of that oneness. We didn't like it, because that meant we had to be responsible for what we thought and said. So we put God outside of ourselves and decided to blame God. I think he might be onto something. Just might be onto something. Because if we own that we are source, if we own so hum, God I am. Anybody know that meditation? I think we're going to do it. You guys want to do it? I've like talked enough for a minute. Let's just take a talk break. All right, everybody close your eyes. Feel your heart space. So the guides and I are going to help you, I guess. Reach deeper into your heart and open. So they're starting from the back forward. There's guides everywhere. Yours, mine, and everybody's. And gently you're going to feel a vibration in your heart space. And I'm just going to chant the sound she, okay? And you just allow that vibration to come. She, she, she. Are you feeling that vibration in your heart? She is fire. Now start picturing a flame in your heart space. Your chest, your arms, your hands, your shoulders, your back. All the things that we use to express love and affection. That heart space. Now feel the eternal flame. Why is the flame so important? Because the flame, the smoke, takes up to the entire universe our intentions. The flame keeps us heated up so that the Shakti is warm and in motion and hot. Feel the flame. See the flame in your being. We're going to turn that up just a little bit. Now chant with me. She. Deep inside your heart. One more time. Now feel that flame open up, and now it's going to turn to a beautiful circle of flame. And you're going to see that all the colors, the orange, the yellow, the blue, the green, and that's going to circle around your entire being as it moves down your belly, out your arms. And you feel that in your body as your tailbone strengthens. And that flame comes up now from your tailbone out the top of your head. And now, follow your breath. So breathe in. Hum. Gently to yourself. So breathe in, hold, breathe out, hum. So hum. So hum. So keep the heart open. God I am, God I am, God I am, God I am. Just let that experience run through your being. So hum. So hum. Now, you'll have an experience of me in body up on this stage. As you're in this attunement, don't see my physical self, but feel what comes through. It's much stronger than I could ever be. And feel that entering your heart space, moving through like a gust of wind. And take a deep breath. Just remember, wind is the Holy Spirit. Breath is spirit. Breath is soul. Everybody's breathing. All organisms breathe. Trees, grass, insects. Everything has a soul. All right, very slowly come back. This is a space that's a higher level of love. when we are love, of love, in the physical being, is how creation occurs. When we are running through our day in task, got to do this, got to do that. Nobody lives that way, right? No. When we're doing that, we're here. And if you'll note, this kind of closes off, right? And then we're more tired and more cranky. I get really cranky. I get really cranky, right? If we could remind ourselves of the fire, if we can remind ourselves of this moment and do each thing as I am doing for God, I am doing for my soul, I am doing for my nefesh. Why do we need to do that? Well, first of all, it's important because in that space we are riding a wave. We're hanging 10 all the time. We're in this frequency of purity. We're in a frequency of creation, but most importantly, we're in a frequency that changes our DNA, changes our brain. You know, gratitude journals work. Being in gratitude, being in love, they work. What if we can attune our body more often, be more conscious, and do each thing in love, with love? You don't have to love anybody. You don't even have to do it for love of God, or even for love of yourself. Just for love's sake, which is a life of devotion, which is a life of devotionality. Because when we are in devotion, we never have to fear. The moment we speak, it occurs. I mean, ever notice, like, when you're really cranky or things are going wrong, your phone's freezing, your laptop's doing stuff? Connected. Doesn't mean we won't have grief, anger, betrayal, violence, loss of money, loss of love. Of course. But we don't know the bigger picture. Because there's more. Because we are all what? We are all one. And we are all here now, in this space, on this earth, who we were born to. Because we're all here to do the very same thing. Well, first of all, to discover what we're talking about today. Like, that's it. And in that discovery, to do the big job of the transformation of our soul. That's, I believe, what enlightenment means. And I'm sure many of you have seen these studies where you take people that are in poverty but have joy, like they're happy and they report happy and they're dancing, and those that have all this money are just like cranky and they're sick or whatever. The one variable that was different was devotion, faith, trust. But take faith and trust out because those seem to be trigger words. Devotion. I'm doing this for love. That's enlightenment, that's self-actualization, that's self-realization. Ramayana Maharishi, when he was a little boy, had a death experience. And he saw this mountain, Arunachala. It's in Tiruvannamalai in southern India. This mountain is the shape of Shiva sleeping. It's beautiful. I got to see it a year and a half ago. People walk around the mountain as penance, praying to Shiva. It takes 4.5 hours at a decent pace. People walk it barefoot, singing at the opportunity to drop into Mother Earth all the negative karma. I took the car. Didn't have walking shoes, but we still went around. He sits, he has one thing, this man is now gone. People came to him from all around the world, devotees, and he said one thing: be still. Be still and know I am God. Didn't matter what you asked him. This man's been meditating since he was 12. Barely eats. Lived like a ridiculous amount of time till he decided to leave, and then he left. One answer, the same answer over and over again. Be still, know I am God. Know you are God. Don't ask me anything. Be still, know you are God. Why are you asking me? Be still. No. Apparently he'd get a little cranky because people keep asking. And he'd go, why are you asking? I just told you. Be still, know you are God. What does that mean? God means love. So the task, if we must be a task-oriented culture, the task is to remember to do it in love. Even when we're our crankiest. Even when our heart is broken and we're on our knees. Just know we don't know it all. We just don't get to know it all, especially then. But we have one thing that determines whether we stay there or things get better than ever before. There's only one thing. What is that? Devotion, love, faith, and trust. Now, these are just words, but the energy, are you feeling the energy? Because my insides are going nuts. It usually means they're busy. She is the sound of fire. This is the sound of the eternal flame. Hang on to that sound. Hang on to the sound of Om. Sing Amazing Grace. How do you get there? As we wrap, I just want to say one last thing. We can tell ourselves, oh, feel love. I've tried that in times when it just doesn't work, and then I just get mad at myself for being annoying. Stop that. It seems silly. You know how we do it? Kind of did it today. Music. My dear friend Margie, who's passed now, she taught me this. It's like, get up at sunrise and just dance. And she's like, better yet, dance naked. And she did. She built a room. It was called the Sunrise Room. It was all windows, hardwood floors. When the sun was rising, I'd go over there and spend the night because she was fun. And we'd go over there, and we'd get up. Doesn't matter. It's about stretching. It's about moving. It's about picking a piece of music that day that resonates with you and just letting your body move. Instantly, you're in bhakti. Instantly, you're in eternal love of Radha Krishna. Instantly. Everybody sings. Everybody has praise music of some kind, right? Drumming, the flute, music. So if you don't want to chant the sounds, throw some music on. Doesn't matter what it is. I think God lives in rock and roll, so go for it. Totally. So just remember that. You want to live in bhakti. You want to dance. You want to turn on the flame. And I want to finish with a Lakota prayer, if I may. Awaken, Creator. Teach me how to trust my heart, my soul, my intuition, my inner knowing, the senses of my body, the blessings of my spirit. Teach me to trust these things so that I may enter sacred space and love beyond my fear and thus walk in balance with the passing of each glorious sun. Teach me to walk in sacred space. Teach me to walk sacred. Parayam Tats. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, I'm still shaking. No, I'm still shaking. No, I'm still shaking. No, I'm still shaking.